Hello, Zell.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, except for my game suddenly breaking, or not my game, my OBS.
Yeah, I saw that. At least it kind of happened like now in the middle of like you kind of chatting. Not saying that you should be interrupted by any means, but we're not like in a really tense scene or something.
Oh yeah, that would have been a pain in the butt.
Yeah, kind of throw off our mojo or whatever, the stream mojo. Well, but yeah, so today we are back playing Highlands, Deep Waters. This is, in fact, like you said, episode 7. I do know that because they are in my title, so
yeah,
so that's good. That's good. But yeah,
you have to know.
So I don't have this in the description, but what I decided to do was take our original image of Emma Stone, aka Emma Watson, and actually make a video of what she might have turned into, because there's a scene that we started off with our last episode where apparently she's still alive, and she apparently, or we've allowed her to become corrupted and a part of this cult, and she's a murderer now, even though she was a fairly nice private investigator. And this is what the video would show, imagining poor Emma becoming quite crazy looking, and she's lost a lot of weight, and she's got blood on her, and very disturbing looking. So
that's cool.
Yeah, not too bad, cool, right?
I like it. Yeah.
So I got that that kind of set up. So, but if you're ready, we'll continue on last time on Highlands Deep Waters by Fernando B. Neves and Lucas Zaper, hosted by Choice of Games. We have 10 years ago. Private investigator Emma Stone was hired to uncover the truth of the supposed murder-suicide of Gordon and Joanne MacLeod. Attacked and presumed dead, she at the very least went missing, and the case was left unresolved. Joanne's brother, Alexander Patterson, hired another investigator, and this time River Waters, aka Amelia MacLeod, has uncovered the source of all the strange goings-on in the small town of Invernoch, Scotland. Following a lead to an Ewan Black, the man turned out to be a more than unsavory person. Requiring some extreme persuasion to relinquish what information he had, Ewan revealed that the St. Mary's Church of Invernoch, known locally as the Black Kirk, and led by Father Grant, was at the root of what happened with the MacLeods, as well as the missing Matthew Wallace from years ago. Unable to allow Ewan to continue his heinous crimes, River chose to provide her own lethal dose of justice before leaving with a laptop and journal for evidence.
Good times.
Yeah, it was a good time. So this is these were the newer St. Mary's Church of Invernoch pictures that came up with the AI art that I've been messing around with.
That's kind of what I imagined. Yeah.
Yeah, a little. I don't know if the inside looks a little bit more ornate than necessary, but maybe it is. They do have like some very generous benefactors that created this church.
I figured it kind of would be. I mean, it's a whole underground thing.
Yeah. So
it's got a nickname. It's got to be grand.
Yeah, exactly. I imagined it being, well, it's like neo-Gothic, right? So I was like, okay, well, it's supposed to be like more modern, but still harkening back to like the grand cathedral kind of looking things that they used to have. So, but yeah, give me a second here. So, a laptop perused, the internet scoured, and files sent to her detective friend Anne Curry, River finally decides it is time to see what this Black Kirk is all about. Father Grant preaches about God's invisible qualities and influence to his large congregation before River is joined by Amelia Munn, waitress and owner of the Sweet Revenge pub, and is eventually invited to a rendezvous later that day. So I don't know if I followed it the last time, like as we were playing it, but I didn't realize that Amelia was the same person that we basically threatened, and like, you know, the green-haired waitress and everything like that. So for those who missed it like I did.
It was hard to keep that straight.
Yeah. Especially because her name's Amelia and we just happen to create a character also named Amelia.
Yep, that's...
Yeah, so great times. So, after a brief exchange with the Professor Theresa Dunbar, River heads over to speak with Amelia and eventually gives the breadth of her knowledge as to what is happening in town. The two devise a plan to enter the Black Kirk, Miss Munn distracting the church's security while River herself finds a way inside. Locating a secret basement that was described online, River descends to find a large complex with rust and water damage. Each room is odd, not just its structure, but its contents. Photos of Amelia Munn, financial records that make little sense and are connected with the Blair Lemnock College, disturbing dark poetry. Truly something here was not right. But it was the final door, with strange music that revealed the greatest surprise of all. Father Grant, a crossbow leveled at River's chest and a finger raised for her to be quiet, as he listens to some almost alien instrumentation. And this is what apparently... This is apparently what Father Grant came out to be. He was supposed to be, I think he was supposed to be a short, bald guy or something like that, and I'm pretty sure that's what I pumped in, but it refused to give me anybody with, a clean-shaven head, a clean-shaven head without a beard, or like a clean-shaven face, or like a bearded face with like lots of hair or something like that. Like it was kind of either or. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I just wanted the crossbow in his head, and that took me forever to get into his. Like I actually had to, put that in.
And the crossbow and everything looks pretty good. That's just definitely like
nothing what this guy looks like. He's supposed to be a short
version than I imagined.
Yeah, exactly. He's supposed to be a short, probably older guy. Although this guy looks like he looks like a retired Superman to me. So it's like Superman joined the priesthood apparently. So
yeah, who's the guy who played him? That he kind of looks like
Henry Cavill a little bit.
Yeah, he does kind of look like him.
Yeah, a little Henry Cavill like. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So, oh dear. Okay. In a desperate attempt to not be killed by the madman, River claims a desire to join this unknown cult, and is taken with dark cloth over her head and bound hand and foot to some unholy ceremony. A room that causes her head to ache, a terrible stench, hooded figures revealed by her cloth being removed, chanting and then being forced to drink from some chalice, all leads to the woman's mind breaking. Coming back to herself, who knows how long later after, in a cold sweat with a man named Brian Gyllenhaal welcoming her to their ranks, the woman vomits and struggles to breathe easily. A string of questions race through her mind, the very fabric of her reality in question. River Waters is undeniably changed, but awake and alive, not aliver, nevertheless. Gotta love that typo.
Yeah, we were so terrified during that part that we were gonna get her killed.
Yeah, we kind of chose to do it
as soon as
the easy way.
The priest was pointing a freaking crossbow at us. We were like, oh god.
This is apparently what she looks like when she's just woken up very ill and sketched out of her mind. Oops. But yeah.
Sketched out of her mind.
And now the continuation.
Let's go. We're still in chapter 2. And
yes.
There's 3 chapters apparently.
Yes. So I'm thinking, we'll see what happens here. All right.
So we just woke up after we got initiated into the cult.
Yes. So we
heard the voice of the abyss in our head.
That's right. And apparently we had something akin to acid and almonds and a couple other weird fragrances or tastes whilst we drank this weird cup, and obviously it messed with us quite a bit. So. But so apparently we have this guy named Brian Gyllenhaal sitting by the bed, asking us not to puke on him, which we apparently did puke, regardless of trying or not. And
what does he want from us? We just woke up from hell.
Yep. So the question is, what do we ask?
We don't want to move on, so not the last one. Anything but the last one. Yeah. What was that liquid? What did I just drink? It was gross.
It's a good question.
Also, I saw hallucinations.
Right? Yeah, let's do
tell
that.
us blood.
Let's ask what it was. I'm just curious if he actually will tell us.
What did I drink last night, man?
I kind of wonder if we didn't have some of that like glowy fish goop or whatever was on the one. There's another one that I can't remember off the top of my head. So, but yeah.
Yeah, the bioluminescent fish.
I'll let you go ahead.
Okay. Get my reading voice ready.
Hmm.
That liquid, for your interests, that liquid was the sublimation. It is the essence of the abyssal ones, and the key to joining the domain. You drank their blood, their essence, their distilled power, and so now you are open to the truths of the universe.
All right.
That's not an answer.
So what I would say, what is a domain? I'm curious what that is. Like.
Mm-hmm. What does this mean for us?
What does that mean? Yeah. He laughs condescendingly. Why, of course you are. See for yourself. Be perfectly still for a moment and try not to breathe too much. When you do so, the world around you becomes quieter. You can hear in the back of your mind the words of a forgotten language, and these words make perfect sense to you. The words welcome you. To where? Your eyes direct themselves towards the blank window, the Shanlock. You look back at Gyllenhaal. He is grinning.
We can see sounds now.
I perceive smells.
The Shanlock is calling to us, kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it seems like.
Interesting.
I mean, where am I, and what have I become? Maybe where am I first?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, are we still inside of the Black Kirk? I imagine. You know.
I don't know. I mean, maybe
I doubt
we're
they would have moved us.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a window, then obviously there's. Well, if there's a window, obviously we have to be outside somewhere. Although I think it did say that they moved us for a little while, so maybe we are maybe there's some building that's connected to the actual Black Kirk that we ended up getting.
What if we're in no, wait, there's not a medical wing in the university. Okay. Anyways, let's just figure out where we are.
We'll figure it.
Oh, in my manor. It is located to the northeast of the college, you see. There. And he points to the window through which you can only witness the sky, lies the Shanlock. Alright. In his manor. Alright. Do we want to ask who he is first, or what about... Yeah, probably.
Yeah, let's do it.
What have I become seems like an end question.
I agree. The man smirks and he adjusts his glasses. I have told you the truth. I am Brian Gyllenhaal, rector of the Blair Lemnock College. He glimpses at the window and at the blurred moon amongst the dark clouds. His accent, you realize, is quite different. Oh, you could have told me that earlier. Anyway, you speak of a background. Well, I have a mathematics degree in masters at the University of Rothberg. Then moved to London, UCL, PhD. That's when I learned about the things that enlightened me. As for the present time, I oversee the local operations of our organization here in Invernock. You see, like yourself, I am also a domain. So what have I become? Which seems reasonable to suggest that we're a domain, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Gyllenhaal smiles and says nothing. The words, something more powerful, something real, resonates inside your brain, even though no one has spoken. I want to talk about the deeper truths. So the things that we somehow know now, I guess. Right?
I'll let you continue.
Rector Brian Gyllenhaal stands up and adjusts his waistcoat. So you want to learn about the deeper truths, you say? He pronounces, walking towards the center of the bedroom until his tall body becomes shrouded in shadows. The moonlit floor lies ahead of him, and he introduces you. Or what? He approaches you just enough for his face to become pale.
My eyebrow shot up. I'm like, excuse me?
I don't know how I read that.
I was like, that's a unique reading.
My fellow domain. Brian Gyllenhaal stands at the end of the bed, his sinewy face made ghostly by the moonlight. Okay. Oh, okay. We can ask what happened to the McLeods. What is happening in this town? What are the abyssal ones? What's the purpose of domain? Or we can move on, which we're not gonna do. I want to know what is happening to McLeod or what happened to them. That's exciting.
Yeah, let's
If
try
he
and get a
tells us anything.
let's see if we can't get a straight answer.
That's a lot.
Sorry. I wanted to dance too. I'm in a dancing mood, apparently.
Apparently.
Matthew Wallace killed them, he answers curtly. His icy eyes fixed on yours. That's the end of your investigation, right? He laughs to himself. So yes, Matthew killed him. We had Joanne imprisoned under the Black Kirk so she could give birth to the Midnight Child. Decades-old experiments carried out by our brilliant Dr. Young. Gordon helped him in getting Joanne pregnant with the Midnight Child, you see. Midan Orchid Salahan, something like that. Matthew went to their house, killed Gordon, smashed his face in, and, having learned about Joanne's fate, he went to a futile attempt to free her. He killed her, yes, but managed to save him. And, of course, we killed Matthew afterwards. Matthew Wallace, Midin Ok en Lambab. I don't know. If something sounds wrong to you, that's because Callum Douglas is a hopeless and brainless idiot. He almost made it public that there was something wrong, all due to his incompetence. But, well, his smile becomes devilishly wide. That's the truth about the McLeods.
So it's pretty plain and simple, but it kind of, the way he said it, it seemed like Gordon was involved.
Yeah.
Because he said Gordon helped him in getting Joanne pregnant. So Gordon, aka Joanne's husband, was involved in, this cult, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
It is. Although, if somebody like Emma can be turned, then Gordon probably could easily be turned too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not surprising that their reach is bigger than we realized at the time when we were really investigating what happened to the McLeods.
Yeah.
We didn't realize how big this cult was and everything.
Yeah, we thought maybe it was like a dozen people, but it sounds like way more than that if they have the entire, whole at least like a good portion of a congregation at a church, and so several dozen people at least, if not 100 or more. So there's a Midnight Child, whatever that means, from Joanne, and that's why she was all opened up like a
Yeah.
That does make sense.
That part we knew. That part that they had wanted her to conceive a child, which is why she got rid of the first one.
Right.
Probably because she did not want to go down that route.
Yes, that's right.
She did not want to be part of this.
Interesting. So it sounds like she was at least somewhat aware, maybe, about like...
Right, yeah. She knew about that this was a thing.
To some degree. Otherwise, why, because she was really touchy about the abortion, like, like with her friend, her next door neighbor there. So, all right. So, do we want to go general to what the purpose of a domain is, or specific? I mean, and then general to.
Yeah, I like going from specific questions to more vague ones, I guess.
Let's start this one and we can go up from there. What is the purpose of the domain?
Yeah, that sounds good. I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
You see, Gyllenhaal starts gesticulating as he speaks. There's Invernok and there's the world. Our objective here in Invernok is to prepare the grounds for the summoning of the abyssal ones. With the help of our fellow Lionel McCoy, we have mapped the depths of the Shanlock and retrieved a very unique item of a long forgotten stone altar crafted by the ancient Celtic tribes. With this altar, the Midnight Child, and in the lives of a few townsfolk, we shall welcome the Abyssal Ones to this place. He stops and sighs, a complicated smile on his face. And there's the world. Domination, power, diplomacy. That's just a waste of our futile time as self-oriented beings. We want truth. We crave for answers on how can human beings evolve. How can we access other realities? Can we time travel? Can we land on other galaxies? Truth, my fellow Amelia, is out there. He looks at the Shanlock through the window.
The truth is out there.
Adventures out there. We went two different ways.
I'm pretty sure that was something that the Twilight Zone said or something like that. So that's why.
Yeah, I quoted the movie Up, the Disney movie.
Right. It's funny. I just watched that the other day, actually. So.
Not really.
Yeah, good times.
I guess what are the Abyssal Ones? What is that? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, what are we talking about here? Gyllenhaal walks to the window, and he stares pensively at the blackness outside while answering you. Da puped ma durark thal magarsremnen. Thar fur loch rachel da buril. The puppet masters, the real rulers of our reality. He then looks at you, his face slightly amused. The Abyssal Ones are beings who don't inhabit this reality, for they exist in an alternate facet of time-space. In this other dimension, they occupy the deep layers of the ocean, in cities that are unfathomable in this world. Gaelic tribes, more than 2,000 years ago, were the first to communicate with them. Since these times, human beings have attempted to understand the Abyssal Ones and use their power to comprehend our reality. For our reality is just that, the tip of the iceberg, a little wave in the ocean. He pauses for a moment. And we did. We, the domain, found a way to bring the Abyssal Ones here to our world.
I know this is like a difficult concept of the Abyssal Ones, but he really didn't get I need more concrete description.
Yeah.
Do they look like giant squids? Or...
Yeah, so it kind of sounds that way. It sounds like what he's talking about is like an interdimensional, alien species that live.
Yeah, they do sound like aliens, kind of.
Yeah, like that essentially are, living in a higher dimensional sense than ours, but can still somehow interact with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, interesting.
They're just higher beings.
So basically what you're saying is he's the Zelazel. That's essentially how my character works. Is being
really?
The whole story of the Zelazel is he's kind of a outside of time and space, so he doesn't age, and he's present, and he's able to teleport or... Yeah, anyway, it's a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but it's essentially what he is he's just like a planar traveler. What is happening to this town?
Yep, what's going on? We are happening, my dear fellow. The abnormal things you may have seen or heard is just a reflection of the flickering of the time-space. The Abyssal Ones draw near, and we shall receive them well. What do you want from me?
So that's basically what was happening in the Lone Mounts. Is like when we kept on going through time and space was kind of getting all warped and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we were all
spaces get warped.
That's why we were tripping balls.
And we didn't even smoke any weed.
Yeah, exactly.
Amelia
we
didn't
didn't get
even
it.
do any of that
Yeah,
weed.
she didn't let us, snort some lines with her or nothing yet. So, all right, go ahead.
It's nice that you brought this question. The man approaches you with calm, measured steps. I want you to fulfill what is your destiny from the very beginning. Since you can contact him directly, there is no better person for this task. I didn't realize that wasn't normal. That other people couldn't contact him. Anyway.
I think he's talking about, yeah, good.
Yeah. Gyllenhaal stares at you. His eyes are the ones of a statue. I want you to kill Alexander Patterson.
Say nothing, agree. Say nothing, disagree.
So, yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So my presumption is we're probably going to fight this. Even though we're like, our minds are blown and everything like that, our character is still like, I ain't gonna do. I'm 16. I'll do what I want. Like
she's not 16.
So that was a quote from what was it? South Park. That's what. Anyway,
wow.
It's good. But she's kind of stubborn and
I don't. I mean, it says we're disagreeing if we say nothing, but.
We can do say nothing, disagree. The issue is, like, does he have the ability to read our minds? Like, I don't know what this guy's capable of.
Right. I kind of just want to say nothing. Because, like, I feel like it would not make sense for our character just to be like, yeah.
I can see her saying, I won't, but I don't think she's that dumb either.
Yeah.
So I feel like say nothing, disagree would be better. And I hope he doesn't pick up on our words.
Right.
What do you think?
I mean, that's what I think. That's what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah. I think that's what she would do first. And then, like, if he says, I can read your thoughts, and he's like, well, then I'm saying piss off, something like that. But let's try it. Let's try it and see what happens.
Yeah. It's honestly not because we like Alexander Patterson that much. It's because we don't like the cult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it really is, like, less about, defending him.
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal frowns at you. He then sighs a disappointed sigh and starts to walk around the gloomy room, speaking as if to a whole crowd of students, his steps resonating on the wood. It is understandable that your choices are still up to your conscience. Freedom, free will, call it the rubbish you want. The fact is, you still need to be educated in the knowledge of the abyss, and learn how to listen to the abyssal ones whispering reason into your ears. I know you have made bad choices in the past, but you need not do so again. I will ask once more, and I hope that you find the right answer to that. He walks to the bedside and stops just a few inches from you. You could think of reacting physically if you weren't so debilitated. Also, his words compel you. You want to appease him. No, not him. Them. You want to appease them. Will you kill Alexander Patterson in the name of the domain? Yes?
Yes,
yes,
lie.
But lie or no? Yeah, I think that's
what I would do in this situation.
I still think she'd be like, yes, totally. I got you, bro.
Yeah, I'll 100%. Do that. No
I'll get right on
it. I kill people for a living.
Just give me about 48 hours and it'll be done. I won't totally skip the country and find a like pleasant beach in Mexico.
I might make a quick stop to his site.
But... That's right. Or an exorcist, one or the other, like when I can maybe trust. Yeah.
Not sure which route to go yet.
All right, I think we're lying then.
Yeah, we're lying.
Uh-oh.
Gyllenhaal's face darkens. Contempt, hatred, a murderous intent. I see that we all made a mistake. May they forgive us for that. He walks towards the door at the end of the room, opens it, and shouts out, "George, come here!" Gyllenhaal waits by the door as heavy steps pound on a flight of stairs. Thump, 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 thump. Muscular man wearing a black jacket shows up. He is unarmed. "Throw her out the window," Gyllenhaal says. You look as George approaches you.
Oh, dang.
"Throw me out the window, George!"
Do it. I dare you.
I'm a duck and roll.
I'm a jujitsu the shit out of you out that window. And you aren't able to resist. Your body is too frail, failing any attempt to fight back. The man grabs you by the shoulders and carries you toward the window. Such a cathartic sight, isn't it? Gyllenhaal. Such a cathartic sight, isn't it? Gyllenhaal is still by the door, and there isn't humor in his voice. To be thrown out of a window, like Gordon MacLeod. George opens the window with just one hand, and a gush of freezing wind catches your face. With a quick movement, he projects your body face first out of the frame. It is a second or two before you hit the ground, and a universe of pain shatters your existence. Die.
Oh no.
No.
I literally was thinking, oh, what if we die here? And like, we're only 30 minutes into this stream, pretty much.
That would be pretty crazy. I don't know.
Be crazy. You have died. You want to attempt that gibberish?
Atil don farak suluk ramai aig kozga sabach.
What I heard was until dawn, blah 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 blah, remains blah blah blah.
Wait a minute.
Oh, so wait, it just kicks us back.
Is it because we foresaw what would happen?
I don't know if it's that or it's just the game kicking us back because we died, making that decision. I guess we have to say yes and not lie.
Now I want to say no.
We just say no.
Go fuck yourself. Just tell it, shove it. And then, yeah, I already been through this. Hurry up and throw me out. Do we want to say yes, I guess? I mean, you'll probably force us to. All right.
I think we have to, yeah.
All right. Let's see what happens.
All right. A crooked smile forms on Gyllenhaal's lips. I see that you are willing to serve them. You know what to do. Gyllenhaal then turns around and starts walking towards the dark part of the room. If you need me, I'll be in my room. I will leave you to your thoughts. Before grasping the doorknob and leaving, he glances once more at you. Even in the dimness of the room, you can envision his knowing smile. Whatever your thoughts might be. And he leaves the room. I need to kill Alexander Patterson. Yeah, it seems like he knows what we're thinking.
I guess so. That are really terrible liars. So
she can't be a bad.
She can't be a terrible liar.
So stupid.
Yeah. A few days pass. You start to understand the communal network of confluent thoughts. Whenever you stand still, you can hear faint words reaching your ears. Words that aren't produced by mouths. The colors of the world seem to be more vivid now. The gray of the sky shining brightly, and the blue of the ocean assuming new tones which are barely describable. Your first task as a domain is almost cathartic, to kill the man who brought you to Invernock. You call Alexander to arrange a private meeting with him. It is hard to downgrade your consciousness to make it operate on the level it had before you'd become one of the domain. You don't want to make him suspicious of your true intentions, of course. You have to pretend to be normal, pretend to be your former self. Do you even remember how to do it? Hello, Alexander, my friend. I would like to arrange a meeting with you.
That's not it.
Nope. This is Amelia. I need to discuss an important matter regarding the case with you, personally.
That's not it.
Alexander, we need to talk.
I need to talk to you about your car's extended warranty.
There you go. That's good. Alexander, we need to talk as fast as possible and not on the phone.
And with a knife in your chest.
That's right. Listen, I know what happened to your sister, but they might be listening. We need to meet face to face. You won't believe what happened to Emma, but I need to tell you in person.
I feel like the last one sounds the most normal.
Yeah.
Maybe the second to last one is the only other good option, but the first three are bad.
It's true. Yeah, this one's a little bit too suspicious for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I don't think he would think we would sound crazy if we said they might be listening, because that's what he would say.
I'm kind of feeling like this might be feeding into his paranoia kind of thing.
Yeah. True.
Let's do this one. I think this one sounds good.
Alexander seems convinced and tells you to drive back to his home in Linwood. You drive your Valhalla course there, the birds and clouds making strange patterns on the azure sky, and the radio whispering forbidden secrets. Just a side effect of the sublimation. Nothing to worry about, they told you. Part of the Enlightenment. As Inverness becomes a memory in the distance, a paradox created inside your head. Was it real? Is all of this, the Highlands surrounding yourself, the miles of meandering roads between you and Alexander Patterson, real? The questions are getting too intense.
Yes, reality is real. It's the Matrix.
Reality isn't real.
It's the Matrix.
Doesn't matter anymore. This is only one reality among many. The last one doesn't sound crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounds reasonable for her to think at this point.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's fun.
Reality is real or reality isn't real sounds stupid.
It's something that I think she would actually say too. We've kind of talked about that earlier, I think, before all this, before we drank the Kool-Aid, as you will.
Yeah.
Alien Kool-Aid for the win. All right, let's do it. Alexander seems a little bit suspicious, but trusts you enough to let you inside his home. The moment he shows his back to you is the moment you strike him. The ritualistic knife they gave you, the same kind that killed William an eternity ago, accomplishes the job correctly. The warm blood oozes down his back. Now to get rid of the evidence. Dang.
We didn't even have to put any thought into it. She just goes and does it.
Straight vicious-like and such.
Sheesh.
Now to get rid of the evidence.
You grab the gallons of gasoline from the trunk of your car and spread it across every room of his house. You light up a match and throw it inside.
Peace out!
Get away from here!
You get away with Alexander's murder. Arrangements are made. Time passes in a cyclical repetition of events. You observe as the patterns intertwine themselves in an irregular fashion. To cut time neatly in days and nights never made sense. Time is not linear. Arrangements are made. Oh, he's a puppy.
She's yelling at me, yeah.
Sorry, arrangements are made. It is hard to perceive time now that you have access to a different perspective. You understand that time is not a flowing river, but instead an ocean that will drown everyone in it at some point or another. Wait, is it the second time you think that? Does it even matter? Then comes the day.
You became a domain. You will join the rituals, one of them. You walk towards one of the hillocks between the Shunlock and the ocean in Inverness, and you form a circle with your companions. Father Grant, Callum Douglas, Mother Alyssa Gray, Rector Gyllenhaal, the leader David Lennox, and others. It rains heavily, and the sky seem to be contorting themselves in agony. You all surround the Midnight Child, blood of the abyss and blood of men, as he is the essential engine in this plan. He serves as the intermediary between humankind and the abyssal ones, and it is him that will summon the other deities. You proceed with the offerings. 3 people were chosen from the town, and one by one they are brought face to face with the Midnight Child, who penetrates their minds with his will and orders them to kill themselves in his name. They head down towards the forming waters brought by the high tide and drown themselves. There it is the girl with the green hair. Amelia, she disappears between the waves. No, Amelia!
Two Amelias down. Is Emma gonna show up?
Yeah. From the deepest waters, the abyssal ones rise.
Yikes. They are as beautiful as they were described in the old scrolls and the hidden sermons. You have to fight the urge to move towards them, to embrace them with your arms and to let them consume you. But you must not. It is a side effect of the sublimation. Your new brothers and sisters told you. As you open your mind to them, you want nothing more than to be submissive, as you understand that they are indeed the true owners of this world, and that you have no place in it. Yet, you are not consumed. There is much work to do still.
I just know they're slimy.
Mm-hmm. One of us finished the game as a cultist.
Oh God!
Enter Invernok is the first step. The ritual must be performed in more places, in more times. More lives shall bleed in the name of the Abyssal Ones. Towns all over the Argyllshire coast will drown in truth. Eventually Scotland, and then the whole world will drown as well. The end. No shot. There's a whole other thing. All right. I guess we're continuing.
I guess so. Glasgow 2017.
So a year later.
What? A year later? Okay.
Yeah.
You brood over the landscape through your flat's window, the sudden decrepit walls of the building across the street. The mild sun rays trespassing the cloudy sky makes you think of things unthinkable, and they're not unthinkable. Think about thoughts that cling to your brain like a disease. It's been a while now, a year since you left Invernok. You sigh. The thoughts drown me.
You decided it's time to get some help from the helping substances. You keep brooding over the events long past while staring at the beautiful artistic paintings made forever in blood. There is a massive eldritch eye on the center, staring back at you with the eyes of the lost old one, and there are names of them. The people you extracted the vital liquid from. You smile crookedly at all the equations, the writings in Gaelic representing the forgotten knowledge now rescued, an ancient link to the present, and a stairway to the future. It is the salvation. It is your savior. Thamin nam fanas. Thami gumath. I am a witness. I am good. You know now that there are things human beings can't even start to comprehend. Entities that the domain attempt to communicate with, to bring to this dimension, and you are a part of it. You understand that the path to a higher human being is paved with a whole ocean of blood, and this is the sacrifice needed. Since the earlier times, humans made sacrifices to gods they named differently. Little they knew that they were all worshipping the same things, the same outworldly entities that manifested in our realm every now and then. Thami aish, Thami domain, I am his, I am domain. You look at your flat, suddenly brought to your own time frame. There is an entangled rope on a chair by the window. You know what that means. Death for you. By the bloody wall there is a sacrificial dagger, a pair of gloves, and the maps of London suburbs. Nobody misses the lowlives. Death for others. And there is your flat's door, just in case you need to do anything before you decide your own fate. The final choices.
This is crazy.
This is crazy.
Choose death for me. Choose death for others. I still have things to do. I gotta go to the grocery store really quick.
yeah. I gotta cook supper for my neighbor, and then
I am interested in what other things we could do.
Yeah, me too. I also need to feed my other neighbor's cat. Yes, so no death, 0 death. I like it. I still have things to do.
Your existence still flickers in a common ground between life and death. Your mind concentrates on the present. You indeed have some things to do. There is a judicial note on your table. It says you're in. I'm sorry, I can't focus. It says you are intimated to present yourself tomorrow at the National Crime Agency headquarters in London for questioning. I say we go.
Sure, let's find out anyway.
What's to lose?
What could possibly happen? Yeah.
We're gonna kill ourselves or kill other people. I don't care. Let's go turn ourselves in. Just kidding. That's not what we're doing necessarily.
We'll take a look. London, 2017. England is not paradoxical. As you sit here and now, the flashes of your memory tell you a story that, albeit unlikely, makes perfect sense. To you. You recall the places you went, the people you met, the case you got involved with, the deaths, the murders, the occult, the domain, the abyssal ones. It is all true in your jagged mind. True enough to throw any sane person into the endless spiral of madness. And you just embraced it all. You became one of them. The light blinds you.
Blinding light hits your face like a shotgun blast. Your eyes squint for a whole eon before you get used to it. You feel that your sweaty forehead denounces your anxiety. Your shoulders as tense as a solid boulder. You should not be this nervous. It's just that people are trying to pry your mind open with their bare hands. They assume they are smarter than you, and Anna Curie cannot help you now. These two are way above her in the police ladder. Commissioner Moore and Commander Borthwick, National Crime Agency headquarters. While Moore sits right across the table staring at you like a murderous sculpture, Borthwick stands up at the corner, his arms crossed. This room is especially small. A cubicle devised exactly for one purpose. Interrogation. Let's get interrogated.
Yeah, sounds fun. So, Commissioner Moore starts, hundreds of paper sheets in his hands. His voice is toneless, penetrating like a polished dagger. It states here that your name is Amelia MacLeod, and you have a criminal record. Got arrested, but served a small time and was released thanks to good behavior. Moved to Glasgow and in early 2016. Went to Invernock as a contracted investigator, as we can presume from the witnesses who are still fairly sane. He clears his throat. Might as well have cancer. Is everything? It's like,
What? Like, what? Anyway.
Is everything correct so far, Miss MacLeod? Yes.
Sounds right. Yep.
Sure.
Commissioner Moore moves through the sheets like he already knows what is written in every line. At the corner, Borthwick remains with his green eyes glaring at yourself. Very well, proceeds Moore. His inquisitive eyes shift to you. I'll be straight to the point here, Miss MacLeod. We have evidence enough to connect you with this incident at Invernock, February 2016. We will clear things out. Be assured. This is... You can cooperate or not. Should you be proactive in helping us, things can go softer on your end. Have I made myself clear? Yes, you will never understand. Evidence pulled out of your ass doesn't count, you know. Keep silent.
Why did I suddenly think you were playing Red Dead Redemption? Evidence pulled out your ass.
It does sound like something that would that could be said in that game.
I feel like she'd probably say you'll never understand.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like it's got a double entendre type thing, or
yeah, and her current state of mind too, for sure.
It's like you actually won't understand, and you wouldn't understand even if I really wanted to explain it to you. So let's do that. Commissioner Moore sighs. It is just unbelievable that you are investigating this case and did not share even a piece of evidence. Unless you are lying, and you were investigating shit. You know, Miss MacLeod, things could get pretty ugly if you lie at the face of authority, in the way I think you will. Commissioner Moore keeps his lupine eyes on you. Ooh, a lupine eyes. I like that. Why do you not share the evidence? Shared evidence I found on Edwin Black's computer. It was a private investigation. It's none of your business. I didn't want to. People wouldn't understand. Keep silent.
I mean, the top two are correct. Like, we did share evidence. Or if we don't want to throw Anna under the bus, I don't know. I don't know if we'll get her in trouble.
Would our
She was
character
supposed
care?
to use it, though.
Yeah, it's like...
I don't think she would care at this point.
Yeah. What you choose? I'll let you choose.
Amy, my mom. Just kidding. Wait. 1 second. Let me ask. Top one is heads. Flip a coin. All right, first one. We got heads.
All right. So first one you said?
Yeah. I shared evidence I found on Ewan's black computer because we did share.
It's true.
The commissioner doesn't seem to know what you're talking about, but Commander Borthwick approaches him and whispers in his ear. Moore turns his attention back to you. I see. So you were the one behind that bloody mess as well. Figures. Look, there wasn't much of a case there. This Ewan guy's been missing for a long time, and the only person we can link those files to is you. All the victims are either dead or missing as well. It might give some sort of closure to the families, but it doesn't help your situation. Not one bit. Invernoc's a mess, and just those videos aren't enough to explain what happened here. I ask again, why didn't you share evidence about the rest of the investigation? We didn't even have, a lot of, physical evidence to share.
Yeah.
Everything was just conjecture that we could tell them and they would think we were crazy.
Yeah, I mean...
There's a cult running Invernock. Including the college. The church and the college.
Yeah. Especially if he just said, most of the people linked in those photos are dead, which means that all of Ewan's, or Ewan, whatever his name is. Is it Ewan? Because, Ewan McGregor, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking that's what I think.
So Ewan. Anyway, I always say Ewan. I've never really read his name. I just always, anyway, that doesn't matter. I'm thinking it was a private investigation, so there's no reason to.
Yeah.
I wasn't your stooge, Mr.
I wasn't working
Government
for you guys.
Authority man. Well, if at least you had, it would have made our jobs a little more easier, and perhaps you wouldn't be considered so much of a suspect. No point crying over spilled milk, though. Let us continue. He shifts his position on the chair, trying to make himself more comfortable. He clears his throat again. Cancer!
What's really funny about that is I had cancer by my throat. It's fine, though. It was in my thyroid.
Did you really?
I did, yeah. You can't hardly see it, but I have a scar here. I'm fine. Obviously. I'm clearing my throat to read this over here. That's why.
You just taking it really personally. It's like, oh my god, I got cancer again.
Who wrote this? Who wrote this? What is this?
That's right. It's like, that's funny.
Anyways.
It's good time. It's good time. Well, I'm glad you're okay anyway.
Thanks.
every time you cough from now on, you're just gonna be like, cancer. Shit. Anyway. My next question relates to the reason why you were involved in this in the first place. Surely this episode in Invernock will be investigated for the whole years to come, even though media just portrayed it as an unusual weather-related damage. He leans forward and speaks in a lower tone, staring directly into your eyes. But you and I know this is bullshit. People were mauled, mutilated, ripped open. As far as I know, Rain is incapable of doing that. Who sent you to Invernock? Do we have any reason to even, hide the truth?
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think we tell them as much as we can for the
I
most
think
part.
so too. Like even if
Like we're coming clean.
yeah, even if we're
before
out of
we're
our
gonna
gourd,
die.
yeah, exactly. It's like even if we're off our gourd, you know, and we're like about to murder 1,000 people or murder ourselves, like there's no reason to not share what we know and say maybe
I
you
don't
guys will
think
do better than me next time. I don't know.
Yeah, good luck, guys. You have at least a bigger force.
There is a part of me that really wants to say Homer Simpson though. So
Homer Simpson. That's so stupid.
shucks. Anyway, Alexander Patterson.
Commissioner Moore smirks and looks at Commander Borthwick. Told you. And then he looks back at you. As you know, because I know you. Commissioner Moore continues. There were some points of interest in Invernock, like this underground facility. Moore displays on the table the plans of an underground complex. You remember it. It includes the underground passage underneath the Black Kirk. Apparently, there were many secret connections that spanned underneath Invernock. Not surprising. We have uncovered these passages while searching the whole perimeter. Some parts of it were collapsed, you might imagine. Curious thing is that it leaks some peculiar parts of town, like an old manor at Mayberry Walk and the church. Inside this complex, we found nothing but empty rooms and corridors. But you surely know more about it. We will know if you're lying, so answer us truthfully. How will you know if I'm lying? I think they use tunnels to move around undetected. I don't know the purpose of those tunnels. I don't know. I never knew they existed. The tunnels served as purpose of making you pricks walk around like idiots.
Get that hard R in there. No, I'm just kidding. Keep silent. Keep silent.
As far as I'm concerned, like I'm still thinking of this as like we're coming clean before.
Yeah.
Like,
me too.
Not in the fact that I don't think that she's still not gone. More so to the effect that like she doesn't think they can stop them anyways.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's kind of almost like a little bit of mocking tone behind her telling them all of this.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, like asking the Joker to reveal his plan, even though he enacted the plan like, you know, a day and a half ago, and like regardless of if he tells you every detail, you can't stop it anyway, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think they use the tunnels to move around undetected. Probably is the
as
best
far as
one.
I'm concerned, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
One of the answers has to be right?
Yeah, a bit vague, but it makes sense. The noise of pages being turned, the incredibly annoying tapping of Commander Borthwick's feet at the corner. So, next topic, the domain. This name was identified after an extensive investigation of the documents associated to the event. The Deep in Gaelic. Plain rubbish. Maybe I am... Oh. What?
What are we answering?
What the domain is? Is the domain... The Deep in Gaelic?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yes, I guess, right? But also, it's not just like the deep.
I don't know if we're saying yes, it's plain rubbish. No, it's plain rubbish.
Right?
Maybe I am the deep or the domain, or keep silent, like, or like
What if
yes,
we keep
I'm the
silent
domain.
and so then he explains more?
Sure, I'm actually with that. Like, I'm just gonna keep. I think that's actually a good idea. It's like, you know what? You need to actually
You can ask us a question.
ask questions properly and not being like vague or double asking questions.
Idiot, you didn't ask a question, so I'm not answering anything.
You big dummy. Are you involved with them? Sure.
Yeah.
Might as well say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm part of it. How so? I investigated them, that's all. I am one of them.
One of them.
Ooh.
I could see her saying is like, you know, like almost like a sick, twisted smile on her face. I am one of them.
It's slightly distorted voice, like she's
That's
underwater
right.
partly.
That's oh yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Oh no. Achievement. You're under arrest. Got arrested during interrogation. Yay, we lived.
I don't think this really ends without us getting arrested because they were connecting us to it anyways.
Yeah, it's true.
I think if we just went to this place, we were gonna get arrested, regardless of our answers. Anyways, Kim. In a blink of an eye, Borthwick produces handcuffs and walks steadily towards you. Commissioner Moore closes his eyes for a second, as if stricken by a sudden satisfaction, and then stands up. Borthwick starts to handcuff you firmly and heavily. Moore strides around the table and approaches your face, speaking to you with her stinky mouth too close. I consider this a confession. Amelia McLeod, you were arrested. Everything you say from now on can be used against you in a court of law. You're moved out of the interrogation room. Still, you smile. They will see. Oh, they will. Bid me gum marvad ahuil. After a short trial, you spend the last 3 days in a mental institution. They won't be long, though. Soon, the waters will start rising.
Okay, hold up. Are you telling me that these cops are stupid enough to then, after getting a confession, but not actually already read them their rights of everything that you say can and will be used against you in the court of law? You can't charge somebody without giving them their rights. It's I mean, you can, but it's just so silly. It's so weird to me. It's weird. It's boom, end the game. Thank you for playing.
Oh,
I guess that was it. I guess that was the actual
what is
end.
This picture of?
You holding a tentacled alien.
Oh,
that's the evil
guy. You
guy.
think that's the link, the midnight?
The Midnight Child, was it?
Midnight Child, yeah.
I think
he
so.
Looks creepy.
Yeah, webbed feet monster man.
And I don't know what that is.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this game to a friend?
I mean, high-ish, because for the fact that I want to see another ending to it, you know?
Fair enough,
I'd be like, hey,
enough.
You should play this, and try not to. I can't tell you what happened, but don't do that.
What's great, and maybe we could do it one day, just what I can do is I can choose all the options that we had up to certain points, and I can make save points, and we can we can go through alternate, at least that last bit, because I'm curious. What makes me dislike this is that the endings weren't. I didn't feel fulfilled in the ending. So here's a good example. So the one that I played with Grace, the entire game I felt was one crazy situation or mystery after another that I felt like there was progress in terms of the story. In this one, it didn't feel like I made much progress in the overarching story up until the very last bit. And then it's I finally got to a place where I understand what's going on. And then it's okay, now the game's end, sort of thing.
I honestly think that stepping foot in the church, breaking into the church, from there on out, we were screwed.
Yeah, it feels
I don't think we should have infiltrated.
Yeah, fundamentally, I feel pigeonholed into a few of the choices that we ended up having to make.
Yeah,
because we were pigeonholed, we really didn't have many options. There was no. This is where I'm comparing it to, is playing Dungeons and Dragons. When you have a chance to fail at something. Generally, as a dungeon master or as a storyteller, you want to fail epically, right? You want to still have something where it's man, that sucks, but it was cool. I didn't get the cool part of this sucks in terms of us losing out on it. Even to me, I was oh, they're going to give us an epic ending here where we go to prison and then we end up we literally get the ending where the evil ones break us out of prison and we become a chosen one or something interesting.
That's so true. What happens to the world after this? I want a glimpse of that.
Yeah. So it's like,
All we really know is that they're gonna continue doing this ritual across the world. Is
yeah.
what they're gonna try. But like, are the cops gonna move forward with this? Is there a chance of them stopping the people since we told them they know who's involved?
Which I suppose in the end we did get that, where we did sort of summon the abyssal ones, and a lot of people died, and they're giving us the aftermath. What I was actually hoping was that we weren't Amelia anymore. We weren't River. We actually went back to being Emma Stone, and that's who this was. And we'd like, get a chance to seriously, you got to help people, and we're, but
I know, that's right. We were hoping that we would somehow get to work along with her.
Yeah. So yeah, there's those points of contention. The actual investigation and the way they set up your ability to come to the proper conclusions, that was really well done. I actually really liked you have all this evidence, now come to these conclusions, choose the right answer of what the right. That was really interesting, and I would have liked to play that again. Like, I think that was neat, like that mechanic. But in terms of storytelling, what would I say?
Yeah.
In terms of game mechanics, I would give it maybe an 8. I thought there was a few things when you were doing some like investigation. There are these really minute things that you really didn't need to find those things. They didn't serve anything, and so it was just a bit of a waste of time. So that's why I'd probably give maybe an 8. In terms of being able to create your character and the characters in general, how you got to develop, I think maybe a 7 on my end.
Yeah, I kind of felt like how in other ones of these you said that they have like stats that you want to pay attention to more. I don't feel like they were super useful in this. Like, they weren't very incorporated into the game.
Yeah, whereas a lot of so I'm trying to be fair here. Like, this game is built by somebody who's a fan of their gaming system of choice of games. So I don't expect them to be 100% on top of all the elements, and so I'm trying to be respective of that.
No, for
sort of
a fan-made thing, this is like, it's great.
Yeah, definitely doing like that. It's for an amateur story of choose your own adventure type of things. It's actually pretty good in that way, which is why I'm keeping that in mind. But yeah, in terms of the storytelling, I don't know. I think it fell relatively flat, so I'd probably be maybe a 5. So if I were to take those 3 criteria, which I'm just kind of coming up off the top of my head, maybe within the 6, 5, 7.
I was gonna give it overall like a 6.
Yeah. So I think that's probably what I would say too, is around a 6.
I'm not gonna go around telling people like, yeah, I definitely would recommend it to you, or like, oh, it was great. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, so like I again trying to be fair for what it is, but if all my experiences, the best one I've done that is like this is the Heart of the House by Choice of Games. That one is like, I will play that multiple times. I haven't, because it's the thing that I do with things that I really like is I never, bless you. Wait, don't we have a I gotta
we
do
have
this.
It's bless you, like the U letter U.
Aha.
Thanks.
Like that?
Yeah.
Sneezed 1 time. I like it. But yeah, like, the thing that I like to do about things that I really love is to not overdo them or overwatch them. Like, I treasure them. And I have, like, if I have a bad week or something like that during the year, and I really need to watch a movie that is my favorite movie kind of thing, then I don't watch it for like years until I really need to. And I
definitely do that too.
Yeah. And so the Heart of the House to me is that version, and that's if I had a 10 in the game so far, that's up there. And so in contrast to that one, this one is like, I would say 3 or 4 steps below is kind of the way I look at it.
Since this is the first one I've done, I don't have anything to compare it to, but I can tell, like, as a whole, the story and mechanics of certain things definitely felt like not the best.
Yeah. Hey, look, I mean, like I said, it was fun. It was interesting. I do like I like the modern time frame, and I like that we did a lot of, we started off in, what was it, 2006, and then went to 2016, and I like that, 10 years later kind of story. I thought that was interesting. So yeah, it was good. So
I
cool.
also, you know what? Also, I kind of would like to know what happened, what we did during that year between the event.
Yeah. So I guess we experienced the death of a bunch of people, and then the this weather anomaly, which obviously was the cover up for the abyssal ones showing their face into our dimension or something. And then we just decided to go slightly insane. Well, I guess they were saying that we were studying their language and stuff like that, and then thinking about killing ourselves or killing lots of other people.
Right.
So I don't know. Interesting.
Anyways, yeah, I would definitely love to, whether it's on stream, off stream, revisit some of the choices we made in this game, maybe. And like I said, I'd like to play another one of these for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want, I can give you another smattering, or maybe we can post it on your Discord or something like that, and say, hey, these might be ones that would be good. For those who are interested, they can kind of vote on it or whatever. Or
that'd be cool.
I'm certainly down to do or play any of these, because I've got a bunch already, and I'm perfectly happy to get them more, or get some more. So, but yeah, because I purchased the game, so I mean I can go through and revisit and find alternate endings and stuff like that too. We can maybe look at that one day, yeah. Sweet.
I would like to see an ending where, we take down the Pope, not join one.
Well, and it's difficult because here's, I kind of presumed going in, the one major theme in Lovecraft is its sort of alien god origins and its absolute, I think, hopelessness. Even if you have a book series of 3 and you manage to get out of it without going insane in the first book, the second book you're definitely going insane, and the third book you're probably dead, is like the hopeless, meaninglessness of the human element. And that's really what kind of apparently comes out of a lot of the Cthulhu-esque, Lovecraftian stories. And so I kind of went into this thinking, pretty sure we're not going to get a really rosy cheeked color, ending here kind of thing. So, yeah, but nevertheless, I thought, like I said, it was definitely interesting, and I think I appreciated the time doing it. So it's fun.